Hey, so this is going to be a guide on how to create a football stadium. You also make a soccer stadium or a basketball stadium. This is a general guide on how to make stadiums in general, at least for the basics of how to make a stadium bowl, like such as this, or an upper decker bowl like this. Um, this is not a guide for this exact same stadium, but you can follow it if that is what you want. This is a guide on how to create a simple bowl with nice curves in the corners using World Edit and Curve Building by Kaus 500, I believe is how you call it. So those are the two mods that are required for this. You also need to know basic World Edit skills, such as copy and paste, flip, rotate, fill, some basic masking. Basic masking probably won't be used in this video, but it's still good to know how to use when you're building other things such as press boxes in the outsides of your stadium. I recommend watching a World Edit guide before going into this video, as I will be kind of flying by some of these World Edit commands, although I will show you exactly what World Edit commands I will be doing. So first off, we need to start off with is a field. This will be our measuring stick for the entirety of our build, as it has marked yard lines if you build one with yard lines. And so I use this template. This template is the field itself is 200 blocks long and 99 wide, and the end zones are 18 wide. This allows for a bigger, nicer looking stadium with a little bit more detail. You can also do a 100 block long or a 100 block wide field. That's more accurate to a real football field, as a real football field is 100 yards. But whatever field you do, even if you don't do a football field, just go online, try and find a good size that you are liking. If you don't want to build a big stadium, then go ahead with 100, or maybe if you're building like a basketball stadium, shorten up. Make sure you just have your field or your court or whatever you're building played out on the ground first. This is how we basically measure. So in my opinion, the best way of getting a reference for your stadium is to go onto Google Earth. Google Earth provides basically a 3D model of whatever stadium you are building. It's just honestly the best way of seeing exactly what dimensions your field are, and it's just the best. If you don't have certain angles, you can drop your little guy down for certain street views. You can look around to get more of the specific details you need, or you could also drop him on the 360-degree cameras. For example, this one is set in the center of the field and is a perfect for getting those smaller details, such as windows that are a little harder to make out, or certain small areas, such as back here, that just do not have much detail that the Google Earth can't provide. Another way for measuring specifically is to look up stadium seating charts. So if you look up Rice Eccles stadium oh nope. If we look up Rice Eccles stadium seating charts, we can get something like this, and this is perfect for measuring where certain things are. So for example, let's say we want this portal right here, and this walkway as well. We can look, that is about between the 15 and the 10-yard line. I'd say that's about the 13-ish yard line, and so that's a perfect way of measuring where we need all these locations, where these curves are going to be located, where the press box is located. So for example, with Rice Eccles, the press box is not actually in the center. As you can see, it's a little bit off of the center. And so this type of thing is why we build the field first. It just creates a perfect ruler for something like this. Now, there are two primary designs you'll see online for seating in a stadium. One is your classic bleacher style, where you would traditionally sit right here or stand right there. And the other one is the seating style. This is the one that I will be using. This is the one I use at most of my stadiums. Depending on your stadium and what colors your seats are, you may want to use this one. This is the one I like to personally use, also makes it a little easier. And so you're going to want to design the sliver of seats that goes all the way to the top of your stadium, and this is what we will basically copy and be pasting and make a circle around the entire stadium. It's probably the best way to do this, and so you're going to want to design your own that it relates to your stadium. The design I will be using will look something like this. So what this design does, it adds a lower deck and an upper deck, as a wall that supports the upper deck, and these lower parts are for a concourse that will be on each floor basically, and so it allows for a full floor that wraps around. Just makes it a little bit easier instead of adding a floor later, as you can see over on that build over there. Once you've created your rows of seating, you're just going to want to copy them, and so we're going to copy one bottom right corner. and then the very top left corner right up here. And then you're going to want to move all the way back down, and you're going to want to find this bottom left corner, and then I'm going to say / copy, and that should copy this entire build as it relates to my position on this. And so we're going to come back to the center of the field over here, and we're going to find the exact dead center and where I want to place this. And so I want to place it so my feet are right here, and so it should build the stadium, this little sliver of stadium seating directly in front of me right here. So I press / paste. Goodness, if I can type. We should get this. After you've pasted your sliver right there, you may want to add a couple more like I did right there, but that isn't necessary for right now. You're going to want to find the point at which your stadium begins to curve in the corner. And so you're going to look at your picture, whether it be on Google Earth or a stadium seating chart, and you're going to look at what yard line does the top, or the outside edge, I should say, the outside edge of the stadium start curving in. And so you're going to find that yard line, and you're just going to build up 3. I have it built up. Some stadiums obviously start, the seating starts from the bottom, but a lot of stadiums have walls before the seating starts. That's what this is for. Again, it just all depends on what sliver you built. Make sure you build your sliver to exactly how the stadium looks, and you're just going to mark it where that is. And so next we're going to come back over here, and we're just going to create a good chunk like I did right here, and we're just going to copy it and just paste it until we meet over there. So I'm going to just do that real quick. Alrighty, once we're done, we should have this large block of seating right here. And now, you're going to want to add in any portals or any walkways that are needed. Sometimes some of these iron bars or whatever you want to put here. Most of the time I'll use glass, but I'm using iron bars as railing here. Sometimes they break using this mod. It just sometimes just doesn't like it. So you're going to want to add any walkways, which I'm just going to do right now, and add a couple portals. Just make it look nice. Make it however you want it. Make sure to use your yard lines as well if you want to have the most accurate depiction of whatever stadium you're building. Use the yard lines to mark out those portals and those walkways. Alrighty, once we're finished with that, we can start working on our curves. As you can see, I just added 2 portals, a couple walkways. This isn't accurate to any stadium. I'm just building this off the hip once again. So again, we're going to come over down here, and we're going to work on the curve. Let me set up today real quick. And so we're going to use the curve building mod. Now this one uses basically 2 points, and it creates a line between them, and then it creates a tangent line to create a curve. Which sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. So first we're going to use this command. So we're going to type //pos set 1. Oh, set 1, like that. And you'll see it'll create this like invisible purple box. And you want to create that right at this corner. And then we're again going to look at whatever picture you're using as reference. And we're going to say, I'm just winging it. I'm actually going to come out a little. I want to say the curve comes out to about here. Let's say we want it right here. I'm going to go POS/POS set 2. As you can see, that'll create a yellow line that goes all the way to that box. Now, the best way I've found just to create the curves is just place yourself directly in between them in a square fashion. So look that way, look that way. Looks like we've lined up. And now we're going to use this command, //POS set 1B. Oh, did I do it wrong? No, there we are. 1B. As you can see, that'll create a tangent line that heads out that way, and it'll create a curve that longs over this way. Now, this is about where the curve will go, so adjust where you want the curves, how far out you want them. There's a lot of adjustments you can make. It'll also change in a little second, but you'll see what we'll do. Next, we want to get a copy of a single sliver line of seating. So I'm going to come all the way up here. And this doesn't matter where you copy it, so you can just come up here and just put //copy. And now with this, we can use this command, which is //BC -x. You can also do -y and z, depending on how the angle that your stadium seating is sitting at. You're going to have to adjust with it a little bit, or you can just rotate the seating. You can paste it, like say rotate 90 degrees and then try it again. Just do it until your stadium seating ends up looking something like this. Now obviously that's not correct. But what we're going to do to correct it is we got to back this up. And so I'm just going to measure from the very corner of wherever this is backwards that many blocks. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. That is 43 block difference. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to count back exactly 43 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 40. We'll count that as the 43rd block. And then POS set 1. And then we're just going to do that on the exact opposite side as well. Alrighty, once we've done that, we need to adjust our tangent line once again. So line yourself up with that box over there, and we're going to line ourselves up with the yellow box over there. It's really hard to see with the shader. This is about what it is. So //POS set 1B. That creates a tangent line from 1, and that seems more like what we're looking for. And so once again, we're going to go //BC negative, well, that's BX, BC negative X. And as you can see, it should have created this perfect curvature line of stadium. Now, it's not quite what I wanted. As you can see, I want a straight line that goes all the way up through here. So this is a part where you just need to just move around these as you will. So if I move this one back a little bit, it might be able to create a straighter line. So if we go right here, POS set 1B, again, just adjust it to however and whatever angle you want. It's just kind of a trivial thing. You just kind of have to do it over and over again until you get it. Let's see if this does it. Yep, perfect. Alright, so here comes probably the most tedious and hardest part about building this. Well, not hardest, it's just most tedious. And that is fixing the problems with the curve building, just building. As you can see, these seats all line up perfectly. If you want to save time, use that other style that I recommended over there. You will still have to do things as you can see right here, there are just overlapping bits. So first of all, you're just going to want to go by and just remove all of these overlapping bits. Alrighty, I've removed as many of the overlapping bits that I can see. There also may be some small holes, such as up there, that you'll need to fix. This is the most tedious part. You'll just need to manually go in and fix some of these holes. So that one's overlapping right there, for example. That one's also overlapping. We can come in, place that there, break that there, place that there. It's just a bunch of just filling in some small holes with this. It's much faster than creating these curves as on your own, as you can tell, but it is still quite tedious. You're just going to need to come in and fix any of these small, I won't call them bugs, but just small things that just come with imperfect build editor. Once you have fixed as much as you possibly can see on the left-hand side, we're going to have to fix this problem with all these staircases, facing the wrong way. Again, if you use that other bleacher design that I showed you over there, this won't be a problem. If you like how that looks, then use that design. It'll make this process a little bit faster. Ooh, I also need to fix that. Alrighty, I've fixed the walls, and now we just need to fix this right-hand side to the ceiling. So there are two ways of doing this. So one, you want to look at the very center of you want to get to the center of this curve, and usually see a bunch of 1x1 diagonals this way. You'll find the center, which in this case is 3 on one side, 3 on the other. This block is the center. Obviously, if you have an odd amount, the center block will be the center. And you're just going to move up, and there's two ways of doing this. One, if you have a perfect walkway that goes all the way up, this will make it a lot easier, which is what I'm going to do. But if you don't, you're just going to come through, and you'll look at your center block. If there are 2 blocks on either side, you're just going to place one this way and one this way. If there's this one, you're just going to go with the one left. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 from that center. This center block is in the way. Just the one on the right, you're just going to replace the stairs. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way up the bleachers. So this, for example, there, that can be fixed like that, and you're just going to keep going up. The other way, if this is, again, if your stadium has a walkway that goes directly through the center, is to just place a walkway there. So you're going to place 2 if there's 2 of them, and 3 if there's 3. So there's 2 here, 3 here, 2 here, right? Oh, no, there's 3 there. 3 there, 2 here, 3 here, and you're just going to continue your way all the way up. Alrighty, once you have done that, now you have a perfect guide on which ones need to start facing this way, and obviously these ones are all in the correct direction. So now all you have to do is just start filling all of these in. Alrighty, I'm all done with that. I didn't do the top end because I'm lazy, but for you guys are probably going to want to do the top end. Next, you're going to want to add in any extra rows, any extra portals, anything that pops up in the stadium that you are building, or anything that you think looks appealing if you were building your own custom stadium. So I'm going to just do that real quick. Alrighty, so I've just filled in a couple of things. I would add more portals to this, but this is just a demonstration on how to do it. Again, if you have your own stadium that you're building, either based off design or based on non-design, make sure you have portals by every walkway. Just make it as accurate as you possibly can. Again, use this nice ruler as reference to all the locations of your areas. And so next we're just going to fill in the rest of this back area. It's about as easy as you would expect. We're just going to grab another sliver. I'll grab that. Just grab a good chunk. I just marked that just to know where to copy it. And we're just gonna mark a good chunk. We're just gonna copy that, and we just need to rotate it 90 degrees. 90 might not be enough. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. It might end up behind me. Nope, that was correct. Sweet. And we're just gonna go till we hit this middle portion. So we're gonna find the middle, which is right here to the left. Actually, where did I start it? Right here. And we have that. Again, you're going to want to add, likely, knowing stadiums, you're going to want another walkway that goes all the way up, and a portal 2. Again, make sure you're getting it as accurate as you possibly can right now before we do all the copying, flipping, and pasting. Alrighty, because of the limit on the amount of blocks you can copy in this game, we're going to have to do the upper deck and the lower deck separately. So first of all, we're going to come to the very back corner of the lower deck, and we're just going to grab this corner right here, and then we're going to fly all the way down over here. And we're going to copy this corner right here. We're then going to fly back to either middle. Both middles work. I'm going to do this one over here real quick. Actually, no, I'm going to do this one. And we're just going to come to this block right here. We'll go / copy, and then the / flip command, and we want to flip it left. So all of the stadium seating we want to place is on the left, so we want to flip it to the left. And then we're going to move over one, because, actually no, this is the center, whoops. We want to stay here. If you're over there, you want to move over one. And as you see, it should paste all of that. I did not get that. Let me fix that real quick. Alrighty, I fixed that little mishap I had there. And one problem, when I tried to copy the upper deck over on that side, it said there were too many blocks. And so with that, we'll need to break this up into 2 different sections. And so I'm going to need to break it up into this long bit that we created, that should be easy, and then the corner that we can just flip over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a safe section, that seems about safe, right there, and build down so I make sure I get all of the wall. Okay, I'm going to grab this corner, and grab this corner up here as well. I come back to the 50-yard line, / copy, / flip left, and then / paste. And that should refill in that section. And then, now we can actually grab that corner. And so, I'm just going to kind of come right here. This is about where we want to be, so I'll just break through here. And we're gonna make sure we get all the way to the edge of this. You need to grab a little extra, it's fine. And so we're gonna grab this piece, and then come back all the way to this top corner and grab that piece as well. We'll grab that. We'll fly all the way back down. All the way down to right here on the 50-yard line. Once again, / copy, / flip left, and / paste. And that should add all of that. Now, your final part is to once again break up all these pieces and just flip them onto this back area. And then once you're done with that, you should have a full-on stadium. Now from there might be some minor adjusting. Once again, before you do any of this copying, make sure that when you have your full quarter of your stadium built like this, you want to go through and make sure all of your stuff is done. Make sure all your walkways are done, all of your portals are done, make sure every seat is correct. Just make sure everything looks correctly. A lot of the time as well, these iron bars will break. I think I mentioned this before, but they're just tricky with this mod. Make sure you have all that correctly, so when you flip it everything around, you're not having to readjust over and over and over again. And once you just grab that half and paste it on that side, you will have a fully complete stadium. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps in you building your own stadiums, and have a great day.